Hi, this is Jason Porter, business coach with My Business Advisor with your business tip today. So let's talk about defining your market research. This is super important before you start spending time and money. Market research can be a real drain on your resources if you don't do it right. So what are some of the steps you need to take? First, you need to clarify the problem, research it, figure out what's going on, what you're trying to find out. Dig down, do a lot of why. Well, why? Well, we're not selling enough stuff. Why? So keep digging down until you get to a core thing. Once you start getting into those core things, state your decision problem. What that is what is the question you are trying to answer? Cannot emphasize enough, this is the most important thing. If you spend days on this, that's fine, because if you start trying to answer the wrong question, what good's the data going to do you if you don't even know what you're trying to research in the first place? So dig it down, figure out. You might have a couple of core things, but each one is going to be a different research project. So dig down until the most core one. What's going to change if you can fix this? What's going to change? What's not going to change? What's going to happen if you stay the same? So dig down into that decision problem, state it clearly and definitively. Then you can start defining your research, figure out what you got to do. Okay, so our profits are low. What can we do to find out why the profits are low? Well, one simple thing is maybe look at the books. Maybe your expenses are too high. Maybe your products aren't selling as well, and that might be the problem why you're trying to do that. So this might have a couple little branches to it. You might have a survey, you might have an audit, several different ways to research. You might go into social and look for things. You might dig into some databases and find some information. But now you've got your question, how are you going to answer it? And then decide which ones are most time efficient and money efficient. We don't have infinite resources, so maybe a survey won't get you quite as good of information as, say, a focus group, but you don't have the time or money for a focus group, so the survey is going to get you good enough. Or maybe there's already data out there and all you got to do is access it, which is almost always cheaper than trying to do the research yourself. So you look up the data, it might not be exactly what you need, but as long as it's close enough to get you your answers, then use your whatever resources you've got. And then last, get started. You're not going to answer your questions unless you actually start your research, launch the survey, get the focus group, get access to the data that you need, and start looking into it. I always recommend having one person in charge of getting it, even if multiple people are working on it, so you can kind of coordinate. So figure out what your resources are, apply those to your information, make sure you state clearly what the problem is that you're trying to solve, to answer. This is Jason Porter, my business advisor.